Hello, everyone. It's me, Tarek Bliss Bibi, and I'm very excited to be sharing this sacred time with you during today's call. I am a spiritual healer. I work with spiritual business women and men, and I help them thrive doing what they love. I help them reach more people, make more money while fulfilling their deepest purpose so that they can feel fulfilled and empowered doing what they're here to do. I'm also an abundance expert and a manifestation expert, so I'm really known for helping people manifest unbelievable miracles just by them letting me know what is the result they're looking for. So I'm very excited to be talking more about that, and even more than that, sharing the actual experience of it so that you can experience it yourself. We're going to be focusing on thrive doing what you love. So I want my vision is to help you, my dream is to help you live your life purpose to the fullest. So everything stopping you from living your life purpose, knowing what it is, owning that gift, talent, ability, getting it out there. We're going to do some work on that. We're going to talk about that, as well as your past life blocks. So a lot of us, or even if you don't believe in past lives, it's your inner child blocks or your ancestral blocks, which come from mom, dad, and our ancestors. So anything from past life, inner child, ancestors that's stopping you from living your life purpose to the fullest, from you thriving on all levels, which includes making money, but also includes getting yourself out there, feeling fulfilled, feeling successful. We're going to work on that too. And the number one thing that a lot of spiritual businesswomen and men come to me for is money blocks. So what's stopping us or you from receiving all the money that your heart desires? We're going to be focusing on those three core key areas. So a little bit about me. So my name is Tarek Bliss Bibi. I grew up like maybe many of you on the call. If you grew up, I grew up feeling very sensitive, very, very sensitive. Even for women's standards, my mom says I'm way too sensitive. So very sensitive to energy. I feel other people's blocks instantly. I know that, this person's holding on to anger. This person is ready to explode emotionally. This person is frustrated. This person is stressed. And I didn't know growing up that was their energy. I just would feel other people's energies in my body, and I know you can relate to this, as if it was mine. So I just didn't know why suddenly I go from feeling really peaceful, connected to source, God, universe, grounded, and then suddenly I feel like screaming, or suddenly I feel like crying, or suddenly I feel like I start sweating. So that's how it just, whatever it is, that empathy, that ability to connect with another person's energy, it just goes really deep, and it goes right into that core unresolved emotion. And what I didn't know is that most people were not aware of that. They were not aware that they were holding on to those things, because for all they know, that's been something that's buried, since their childhood. It could be, a lot of it could be just childhood traumas that they never dealt with, and I'm just able to feel it right away. So it was really hard, especially in school. I kept to myself a lot. I felt very different. I remember growing up just feeling the energy of planet Earth was very dense. So clearly there's some recollection of a better place that I came from. A lot of people started referring to me as an indigo child, or a star seed, or an earth angel. Just, we all, I feel like we've all come from different places, and some of us remember, especially the new children that are being born now, they remember where they came from. So I remember feeling, this is very dense, and I remember feeling like I just kept to myself, I didn't express myself. I felt like I was outer space, but also out of place. I felt like I was out of place, and everyone else was fine with it. In class, I would daydream a lot. I could have easily been labeled ADD, but I just didn't. I kind of felt this is not for me. But everyone, I'd look around the classroom, and everyone was focused, listening to the teacher, doing their assignments, and had a hard time keeping up because there's just too many energies going on. But the hardest experiences were with my family. So I'd get back home, Dad would come back super frustrated and stressed out from work because it's, whatever's going on in work. I know he did the best to help us and worked really hard to support us. He'd come back home, and I felt like almost daily he would connect to me and say, come here, and, you're such an idiot, and you're such a moron, and, he'd humiliate me in front of my mom, in front of my older brother, in front of, family. And like constantly, I remember just crying almost every single time we interacted, and it was always negative. For the most part, it was really negative. It was very degrading. It's almost like he just wanted to pick a fight with me. He was just bullying me for no reason. And almost every single time I'd just break down and start crying. And then after that, he'd scream at me to respond to him. And I had nothing to say to him. And then after that, he would just tell me to basically go back into my room. So sometimes it was even more extreme where I didn't even feel safe around him because he was just ready to take it out on me, and I'd run to the washroom and lock the door and feel safe in the washroom. But I do remember many times looking at my reflection in the mirror, crying out the emotions that came out, and then just feeling a presence, feeling an angelic presence, a loving presence that really comforted me. I didn't see anything. I just felt it, and I felt that I was taken care of. I felt that even though that was painful, I felt that I can easily let it go. And as soon as I let it go, I would look at my reflection and realize that's it. There's nothing for me to cry about anymore because I'm now surrounded by love. And I remembered the truth of who I am and kind of maybe sensed that was happening for a higher reason. So things kept building up and got worse and worse. And in my teen years, I was getting into way too many fights, doing way too many drugs and abusing way too much alcohol and arrests. And it was really not a good place. And I remember smoking like a pack of cigarettes and drinking till all my friends would pass out and the sun's coming out and I'm still drinking. Just excess. And I really felt that I just didn't know what else to do. I just hated myself because I felt like my dad hated me, which made me believe that I wasn't worthy of love. And I started hating myself. And it reached that point where I almost felt that my heart had stopped. Now, if your heart stops, technically you're supposed to die, but it just felt like my heart stopped for like 5 seconds. And in those 5 seconds, I had to face the fact that I could die right now. So I remember not being afraid of death, but I remember feeling like, oh, what a waste. Like I just wasted this great opportunity. And so I connected to God, source, universe, whatever word you resonate with, that energy, that the creator. I connected to God, source, universe, and I said, please God, just give me one more chance. I'll take better care of myself. I'll do what I'm here to do. I'll do whatever you want me to do. And as soon as I said that, I really felt that had an impact on me and that everything went back to normal and my heart continued flowing the way it's supposed to. And I, after that, had my awakening, the beginning of an awakening. It led me to taking better care of myself. And, I became a vegetarian and then a vegan. Then I stopped bad salts and bad sugars and just became a health freak. I became obsessed with healthy living and health foods and superfoods and raw foods and all that stuff. But my breakthrough happened when I felt my guides telling me, Tarek, you need to reach out to your dad and you need to forgive him for everything you've done. And that was the scariest thing I ever had to do in my life because it was one of those things where it would happen, everyone's aware of it, but no one talks about it. So for me to confront that, and my dad's like a big guy, so as a kid, he felt like this giant. And my inner child had to confront my dad. So I was in Toronto. I've been in Toronto for half my life, and before that, I grew up in Dubai. I emailed him because he was in Dubai. I emailed him and I said, Dad, I don't know why you did this to me growing up. I really didn't feel I deserved it, and I feel like it's affecting my confidence, and it's affecting my relationships. It's affecting my business. It's affecting many different areas of my life. But I am ready to truly forgive you. I'm ready to forgive you right now and let this go. So I didn't even need him to apologize. I didn't need him to share his perspective. From my heart, I truly felt, step one, confronted that this is what happened, this is how it's affecting me. Two, I'm not ready to forgive you. Hardest thing I ever had to do. Sent the email. It just came from my heart. It came from a place of sincerity and authenticity. And then in his reply, he's like, Tarek, thank you so much for sharing. Thanks for forgiving me. And I just want you to know that growing up, my parents were very tough on me, and I only did the best that I knew how to. And I never hated you. In fact, I always saw a lot of me in you. And when I heard that, as someone who only heard negative criticisms from him growing up, that was the closest thing I have heard from him to an I love you. That was as big. It was a huge deal for me to hear that he actually did something positive. And my walls just came crumbling down, and I just broke down crying, and tears, lots of tears, just releasing tons of emotions, because all of that was building up. All that anger was just me saying, why don't you love me? So all that stuff, all the walls came crumbling down, and I felt reborn that day. I felt like I had a second chance on life. And I also felt that was the day my life, or my spiritual life, started. It felt like the universe and my guides and my angels were all waiting for me to forgive my father, because I was not able to move forward and do what I was here to do until I did that. So I as soon as I did that, I felt they were celebrating. I felt they were jumping around and just celebrating that moment, because they're like, okay, now we can work with him. He's working on himself. Now we can work with him to help other people with similar or different experiences. But most of the times, it's usually inner child healing, trauma, healing the trauma, forgiveness, abuse, and definitely childhood and family, parent issues. So after that, I just started reading book after book after book about manifestation, the power of the mind, spirituality, connections, chakras, manifestation, law of attraction, everything I can read that will better myself, that will get me on track, that will make me be the best version of myself, that will help me learn of our infinite potential and how to utilize it. I started becoming obsessed with healing. I learned a whole bunch of healing modalities. I even reached that point where I got so frustrated that I was going around working with all these coaches and healers around me, not getting the results I was looking for. I got into $30,000 of debt, going in circles, not getting the help I wanted, which forced me to create the infinity healing, which is the modality that I'm known for. And I realized in the creation of the infinity healing that there are certain things that need to be done before you work with someone. And we cover that in the infinity healing. We make sure that the infinity healing first clears everything that's stopping you from receiving all your heart's desires, because if you don't clear your receptivity blocks, then you could still be working with an amazing healer, but you won't get the results. And a lot of people I connect with, they say, I've done so much work with so many people, I'm not getting the results. So that was me. First thing we have to do is clear the receptivity. Then we clear anything stopping us from releasing. Some of us want to hold on to these things. We don't want to release. We want to hold on to them. Even though it's trauma and it's pain, but we've had it our whole lives. It feels comfortable to us. We don't want to let that go. So that's the second thing we do before getting started on anything. And we're going to experience this later on. And then the third thing is that really the culprit that's behind us and our heart's desires is usually the mind. Some people call it the ego or the self-saboteur. That part of us that is afraid of change, that part of us that would rather stay where we are. It's like we're in a bad relationship, we're in a terrible job, and we stay there because it's comfortable. So that part of us that likes comfort is in the way sometimes. So we do a process before we get started on the healing, which specifically shows the mind that it's safe to get out of the comfort. It's safe to, it can surrender control. It doesn't need to be in control. At this point, the higher self has everything under control. And show it what's going on from the highest perspective so that it's not afraid. Because if it is afraid, be careful. It's gonna do everything it can do to keep you where you are. So we make sure that the higher self connects to the mind and says, thank you so much for trying to protect me, but I want you to know that this is actually what's going to happen when we let go of these things. There's so many good things on the other side. That's like, for me, saying, hey, when you let go of this anger, there's so many beautiful things on the other side of that. And if we don't tell the mind that, it's going to put up a fight. So that's a third process we do. Without these three things, it's hard to get the results we're looking for. And those are the secrets to the success of infinity healing. And that's why so many people want to learn the modality. That's why people want to receive the infinity healing, including myself, because without those three, there's a chance that it might not work. And the fourth secret to the infinity healing, which we'll experience soon on this call, is that if you come into a healing and say, oh, I know exactly what I need to work on. I know exactly what it is. It's, money blocks. Well, that's all that you're aware of. Did you know that your subconscious mind is aware of everything at the root of what you think you're aware of? For example, your conscious mind only sees 10% of what the problem is. It's not aware of the 90% that's below the surface that is actually the root of the problem. So I was so frustrated when I was working with coaches because it was only talking about the surface. And with infinity healing, there's very little talk. There's a lot more healing, and it doesn't waste time on anything to do with the surface challenges. It goes right into the root of the problem, where it all stems from, whether it's childhood, whether it's from mom, dad, whether it's a belief, an emotion, whether it's a fear, whether it's some past life vow of not receiving money. We don't need to know what is at the core. We just need to know that there is a root cause of the problem, and we trust that the higher self is working directly with Source, God, Universe, and receiving that healing. So let's talk more about what's stopping us from thriving doing what we love. So a lot of us feel like we're here, and we're here for a reason. It might be a different reason than most people. And we want to make a difference. We have these gifts, we have these talents, we have these abilities. Some of us have mastered these abilities over lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. But there might be something stopping us from getting it out there. Some people are afraid of success. Some people are afraid of failure. Some people might have had negative feedback given to them growing up from mom, from dad, from school, from friends, bullying, made fun of what and whatnot. And those things created something that's stopping you from moving forward. Some of us, though, have, especially the spiritual people, a lot of spiritual people can relate to past life witch hunts. So almost every single time I do a past life regression with a client, there's a pattern of they're here, they're very powerful, they've come in this lifetime to make a huge difference, but there's a very deep ingrained subconscious fear of them being killed, of them being hung, of them being burned, of them being hunted down. They can't trust people. Bad things will happen if they get themselves out there, so they have to be kind of secretive about their healing. So it's like you're in the closet light work. You're in the closet light worker. So we have to show the mind that yes, we were hunted down before. Yes, we were burnt. Yes, we might have been hung and all those things. But now it's safe. Now it's safe to get the healing out there. And if we don't show the mind that it's safe, it's going to win the fight. It's like a tug of war. There's 9 versions of you on one side of the rope, and then there's you on the other side of the rope. There's no way you're going to win that battle. The 9, which is your subconscious, which includes your fears and your past lives and your childhood stuff, they're going to win. So we have to connect with those 9 and say, hey, I see what you're saying. I get it. Being burnt is really scary. Being killed is really scary. I want to reassure you, this is not going to happen this time around. It's going to be different. Great things are going to happen. I'm going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel excited. You're going to feel aligned. You're going to feel great about helping people. You're going to thrive on all levels. You're going to feel fulfilled. You're going to make more money, which means more freedom, which means more empowerment. You're going to feel good in your heart knowing that, hey, I'm making the best use of my time here. So that's what's going on for a lot of us at the core. Is something, and all it takes is one belief system, one emotion, one fear, one core unresolved trauma to stop us. Could be childhood, could be past lives, could be our ancestors. And that's all it takes, that one thing to stop us. So a lot of us wonder, why am I not making as much money as I want? Why am I not living my life purposefully? These are the reasons. And we're going to address some of those in our call. So what are other things that are stopping us from experiencing what we desire? If you have beliefs that say, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, if you have fears that say, oh, something bad will happen if I do this, or I'm afraid of failing, afraid of succeeding, if your inner child is still not feeling safe and is still trauma, is still hasn't done the work, the necessary work to heal its wounds, the universe is going to wait till you've at least dealt with your core issues. Like in my story, like nothing. I was kind of living in limbo until I healed those core wounds, and it didn't instantly heal. It was a journey, and it still is a journey. But the core of it, the thing that the angels are like, we're not going to do anything till this is resolved. Those core things need to be addressed from the start. If we don't do those core things that we know in our heart, something's telling us you need to do this first, it's going to wait first. So we do that, and then it's going to move forward. So we have to address our core issues. What do we feel has been unresolved? Look at our patterns in relationships, family issues. Are we feeling guilty about bad things we've done? Are we still holding on to the grudge of bad things that were done onto us? Another major challenge I notice with a lot of people is receptivity. We're great givers. We overgive a lot of times, but when it comes to receiving, our default is in no. Our default is to say no to when people want to share with us. Hey, can I offer you a ride? Hey, can I buy you dinner? Hey, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Would you like this? Would you like that? No is our default. No, thank you. I'm the giver. Other people are the receivers. I don't receive. That's kind of like this unspoken agreement that a lot of us have. So it has to start with us receiving. And a lot of my students know this. I always talk about saying yes, getting used to saying yes, yes, yes. There's this really cool movie called The Yes Man with Jim Carrey, and it's funny because I really recommend you watch it, because the first half of the movie, or the beginning of the movie, is this guy who's just like always saying no to things, and after he makes an agreement with this kind of guru, he decides to say yes. Now, it doesn't have to be saying yes to everything, but saying yes to your heart's desires. When your heart says, hey, go out today and do something fun. So, or, your heart saying, go out there and teach a course, teach a workshop, or get your art out there, get your healing out there, go get some clients, whatever it's calling you to do. We know that it's calling us to do something, but there's something in the way, right? So getting used to saying yes, 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 yes. Whenever people smile at you, offer you anything, that is an opportunity for you to strengthen your receptivity muscles. So first, you really want to start practicing receiving, getting used to saying yes. So that's the first thing, because the more you say yes, the more you start opening up that door. Right now, it might be a little little hole in the wall, and then next, after you keep saying yes, the whole wall breaks down. You have this open receptivity, and you're receiving more than you ever thought was possible. So step one is saying yes, and a lot of people ping pong thank you. So a lot of people say, I want to win $1 million. So in order to receive $1 million, you should be able to receive $1, okay? Or one compliment. If you want to receive the big stuff, that means you've mastered receiving the small stuff. But a lot of us we're not even comfortable receiving a compliment. Someone opens the door for us, we immediately go put our hands there and we go, no, I'll open the door myself, instead of graciously receiving that blessing that someone opened the door for you. Or if someone says something really nice to you, wow, you have beautiful hair, you have really beautiful hair. Oh, thank you very much. I love your shirt. So we just reciprocate, we just ping pong back. We just kind of repelled it in a way, the compliment. Or thank yous. This is the one that I focus on the most, because everything is energy, and gratitude is up there. It's up there with one of the highest vibrations on our planet. And it's not money, but it's a higher vibration than money. Gratitude, when someone says thank you so much for example, thank you so much for being on this call right now. What normally happens is our mind goes into, no, how can I turn this so that it's not about me saying you're welcome and putting myself in the shoes of the person who's thanking me, but the mind goes immediately into, how can I say thank you back to this person to let them know that I'm the one grateful, and go into our perspective. So if I just go right now, thank you so much for being part of this call. Without you, I'd be talking to the wall right now and no one would be listening. But because you're on the call, thank you so much. It made me get more excited. And, there's an energy on this call that I feel is very strong. The energy is going out there. There's an exchange. There's something really miraculous happening thanks to you. So the way to receive that thank you is just put yourself in the shoes of myself. Okay, let me put myself in his shoes. Wow, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be doing this call, which means he wouldn't be able to share these healings with the world, which means, wow, thanks to me, I'm helping him do that, which is helping him feel more successful, more fulfilled, more happy. And then all we need to do is just receive that, not get into the other perspective. We can do that in our own time. Right now, it's about someone saying thank you. And then we simply own that thank you. We receive it. We go, you're very welcome. Okay? So that simple tip of owning the thank yous, receiving the thank yous, and just saying you are welcome. 99% of the people, I've traveled many different places, and almost everyone does this. The other day, I'm in a very special place here in Mexico on a vacation, and a lot of Aboriginal culture here, like ceremonies and sacred sites and sacred lands and waterfalls and caves. And so I'm really and crystals. I really filled my energy with a lot of that, and it is being transmitted through the call, so we're all benefiting from that. But I remember being in a ceremony, and even the shaman, it was a shaman, a lady shaman, and she even repelled my thank you. I was like, and I had a friend who was translating in Spanish, and I was like, can you tell her that I'm really honored that we get to do this with her, and I'm very grateful, and thank her for me. And he said that, and she was like, no, thank you. I got the translation that she says, no, thank you. We're honored to have you. So she completely ping-ponged my thank you. So everyone does it. It doesn't matter where or which culture or what beliefs. So let's be the change we wish to see in the world. Let's be those people that are inspiring others to receive. And it starts with, owning and receiving the thank yous. And then next thing you know, you're receiving more and more. And then you got the $1 million, you got the car, the house, whatever it is you desire. But you can't receive those bigger things if you're not even receiving the small thing, right? So someone says thank you, you just go, you're welcome. The way I like to describe it is when someone gives you the gratitude gift, it's your birthday. How ridiculous is it if it's your birthday and I'm giving you a gift and you go, thank you so much, and here's your gift, and you give me back the same gift I'm giving you, and it's not even my birthday. It's a very funny visual, and it's exactly what we do. So not to make this like a rule, like, oh no, I shouldn't say thank you back. Like, it doesn't need to go there. Some people get caught in the whole like, oh, what are the rules? It's not a rule. It's just own those thank you. Someone says thank you, you're welcome. But you don't have to thank them exactly. You don't have to reciprocate it then and there. If in a few minutes, in an hour later on, you feel very naturally you felt appreciative towards that person, you can say that thank you to them. But it doesn't have to come unnaturally, automatically in the moment when they're feeling grateful. Okay? All right. So I just wanted to share that. That's receptivity. A lot of people have blocks with money because there's a lot of judgments towards money. Just watch the movies. The rich people are these evil, greedy people. And even I worked with a client, she said even as a child, she watched these movies, commercials actually. And in the commercials, you know, it just showed haves and have-nots, and it just made her feel kind of guilty or that's not deserving. So it's in commercials, it's in movies. Like I remember growing up watching DuckTales, or, you know, it's like Donald Duck's kids or something. And they had a grandfather who's like this Scottish duck character, and he's Scrooge. I think his name was Scrooge McDuck. And he was very greedy. You know, he'd always collect all this gold and bags of gold, and he kept it to himself. And it's like a weird character. And it just made me feel like, oh, I don't want to be that person. You know, if there were more movies showing wealthy people, you know, one of my favorite shows on TV, I really don't watch a lot, but there's this beautiful show called The Secret Millionaire. If you go to YouTube and type in The Secret Millionaire, what a cool show, because for once it's more heartfelt, it's more spiritual. They're showing people who started off in really bad situations, and, you know, a lot of wealthy people that I've learned from. I've read their books, I've done their programs. You know, I've gone out there, I've worked with the world's greatest healers before I created Infinity Healing. And I learned from, you know, the best out there with money and life purpose and all of that. And they all started off very broke and very, you know, at the bottom. And so this show shows you how these wealthy people started their journey and how they've reached the point of being multimillionaires. And at the end of the show, they give away, I don't know, like $1 million or something to worthy causes, you know, to volunteer at these different places, and they give back. So if we had more conditioning in the media, which is where we get a lot of our beliefs, if it's not culturally, it's through our family, so ancestral. If it's not that, it's religion. And if it's not that, it's, you know, media. So if there are more shows that show us that being wealthy can be a good thing, I really believe more of us would strive to be that. But there's way too many stereotypes of wealthy people where, you know, we feel like, oh, those are the wealthy people and we're over here, and there's this huge divide. But the truth is there are so many people now who are stepping up and becoming millionaires, or just doing what they're here to do, and making a bigger difference, helping more people, and just learning and being mentored by many people who have done it. And that's what I'm committed to as well. Sharing everything I've learned so far, everything that took me from being that broke guy who was in $30,000 of debt, who was able to not only clear the $30,000 debt, but in 10 months to get into averaging $10,000, which then became $20,000, which became 30, 40. And then it stopped becoming about how much I'm earning, although that's still a part of it. It's more about how I'm intending to be a person who helps 10,000 people, you know, make $10,000 or more. So it stopped becoming about me, and a bigger vision came to fruition. Okay. So, saying yes, receiving, yes, thank you so much. You know, just before this call, someone came to my apartment and offered me an apple, and I flipped because she caught me off guard. I'm usually really great at saying yes, and my first instinct was no. But then I stopped myself and I said, you know what? Yes, thank you so much. I'd love an apple. So all these little things, and you start saying yes to them, and you'd be surprised. There's so many things that want to come in. It's just a flood. There's a flood from Source, God, Universe of all the things we desire that just want to come pouring in, you know, all the bliss, the joy. I call all these things our heart's desires because a lot of times we think we want something, and even when we get it, we're not happy. The illusion of the American dream. It is an illusion because money is an illusion, because this whole reality is an illusion. So it's very important for us, and I learned this the hard way, is to make sure that we're doing it for the right reasons. You do what you love, and abundance is a natural part of that. It just comes with the territory. But you want to make sure you're focusing on the qualities that you desire. What are the qualities you desire to experience from money? So in your intentions, it's not just I would like this much money. It's also I am feeling what? What is it that money is going to give you as a feeling? I feel abundant. I feel like I can give back so much more to the charities that I care about. I feel like I can be a bigger giver. I feel like I can have the freedom that I desire. Freedom. I have financial freedom. You don't want to be one of those people who have lots of money and you're just stressing out even more now that you have more money. No. And I've studied a lot of biographies and I've seen a lot of people who made a lot of money and at the end they died alone. There was this one movie I watched, this guy who's, mingling with all these celebrities, and he owned this beautiful land by the ocean in Hawaii, I think, and he just had all these people come to his home, and he just would become this person who connected all these celebrities. And then when he died, the only person that was there was the maid. So we really want to make sure we focus on I am feeling loved, I am feeling supported, I am feeling fulfilled, I am feeling financial freedom, I'm feeling financially empowered. These are the qualities that we desire from life purpose, from money. So it's important to focus on those as well. Okay. Well, let's just take a minute, take a deep belly breath because the energy transmissions have started the second you got on the call. And before we continue, I want you to take a second and take a few seconds, and I want you to set a heartfelt intention for what you would like to experience in terms of thriving, doing what you love. So take a minute, go within, and set a heartfelt intention while connecting to Source, God, Universe. What is it that you'd like to integrate into our healings today relating to you thriving, doing what you love? So we'll take a minute to set those intentions. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I always add to that, yes, what you intended, but also we're adding our higher self intention, because our higher self knows us better than we know ourselves. Our inner child's intention, because if your adult self is fully happy and satisfied, that doesn't mean that your complete self is satisfied. There is that part of us that is like a little child, and if it doesn't get its needs, which sometimes can be very simple, like I just want to cuddle, I just want to hug, I just want to feel loved, or I just want to have fun. So that also is integrated. So may all our heart's desires manifest and be included in this intention. May all our inner child's desires manifest and our higher self's desires manifest, because our higher self knows us better than we know ourselves. If we think we know what we want and we only focus on what we think we want, when we get it, you'll have that painful lesson of knowing that that's actually not what we want. So life is funny sometimes because we've been taught since we're really young. This is what success is. This is what you need to strive to become. Moving up the corporate ladder or whatever it is. And more people that I talk to are nothing wrong with that. If that's in your path and your career and your bliss, doing it, great. I mean, how do you know you're on your path? Listen to your emotions. Your emotions are your guidance system directly from Source, God, Universe, telling you if you're on track or not. If you're constantly feeling not happy, not satisfied, that's your guidance telling you you're not in the right place. When you think about something and it excites you and it makes you feel great and you're like, wow, it's a little scary because I'm out of my comfort zone, but it sounds amazing. Then we need to move towards those things. That's our path. That's what we need to follow, our bliss. So a lot of people leaving corporate America or corporate world, and they're starting things that, are more creative, that are more, it was at the back of their mind the whole time. And they were like, I wish I could just do that. And it may not at first make them lots of money, but they realize they had all the money and it didn't make them happy. So it doesn't mean we need to go and live like, Amish people, but it just could mean that we need to redefine what is success for us. So what is success for you? And because I like to honor the fact that we might not know what we want, it's always important to say, Universe, Source, God, you know me better than I know myself. Make sure that I am feeling fulfilled, doing what my true heart's calling is. I don't need to know all the details right now, but give me infinite signs, synchronicities, coincidences, moving me towards that. Okay. So we're going to get into a group healing process. So all you need to do is to say yes if you'd like to receive the healing. It's that simple. You say yes, you receive it. How it's all integrated into your saying yes. When you're saying yes, you're allowing Source, God, Universe, with its infinite love, infinite healing, infinite wisdom, infinite power, infinite consciousness to connect to you and to do infinite things for you. This could include your belief systems, your emotions, your fears, your core blockages, your traumas, your inner child stuff, mom stuff, dad stuff, ancestral stuff, past life stuff. It knows everything. It goes after where it all stemmed from. It starts there, and then it continues going outside into the other layers. So some people, a lot of people actually, the majority, they work with me, they have huge breakthroughs right away. They feel it instantly, instant healing. But some people, there are layers. And those layers, we can't just shift out of lifetimes of trauma in 1 second. It might be too much for the mind to handle. So we still want to honor and cater to the fact that there's a part of us that's more gentle and it needs some time to heal. So if you just came out of a physical operation and you've gotten stitched up, the doctor's not going to say, go run a marathon, run back home. No, take some time and let this wound heal. Sometimes that's the case. I really don't like to tell anyone how their experience is going to be, because every person's experience is unique. I do have high expectations because I got into this. I never chose healing. It chose me. And I just knew right from the start, even as a child, when they said, what do you want to do? I just knew I wanted to help people. I never said it to anyone because it wasn't one of the popular options. Everyone was like doctor, engineer. I was like, I just want to be close to God and help people. Healing chose me when I was ready. And even when I first started, even my first session, there's this lady that we learned healing from, and she was, a lot of celebrities were calling her up and saying, we'll pay for your flight to come here to California, Hollywood, and just work with us. And it was really big time. And there was one of her clients who I had to practice the healing with, and I did my first session with her, and she's like, Tarek, in the 15 minutes where you were just practicing what you learned from your teacher, I had more breakthroughs than I had with years working with your teacher. So I kept hearing things like that. I kept hearing, I don't know what it is about you and this and that. Psychics would say they would see really special beings around me, angels and guides. And I know I have a shaman there from a past life where I was in an Aboriginal lifetime. And the shaman is my grandfather. He works with me. I know I have certain angels that come through and the highest vibrations that come through. But if you've mastered the art of healing or connecting to source, God, universe over lifetime, it's not a big deal. All these gifts that we have, we take them for granted because we're like, can't everyone do that? And the truth is, no, not everyone can do that. And it's not a judgment that you're better than other people because you can do certain things other people can't. It's not a judgment. It's like, hey, how much practice did you put into that? How much practice did you put into that? How many lifetimes have you dedicated to doing this kind of work? And for a lot of us, it's been so many lifetimes. So maybe that's why it comes more powerfully. And as an indigo child, which a lot of people have told me I am, we've come here with a very specific purpose. And a lot of you are early indigos. You're here to shake things up, to change the way things are going, to shake up, change the system, to create new ways of thinking, new ways of looking at things, new ways of being on this planet. We're here to co-create heaven on earth, man. This is a mission. So we're doing it. And I really believe heaven on earth is possible because all it takes is every person stepping up to their heart's calling. There's something in our heart that's saying, do this, do this, do this, do this. We simply listen to it and we honor it and we say yes to it. And if every person on this planet is living their purpose, which is my dream, for all beings to live their purpose, then we create heaven on earth. It's that simple. So forget everyone on the planet and just think about you. Just by you stepping up and saying yes and living your purpose, that's all that we can really do, is be the change we wish to see in the world. So it's a huge deal. It's a beautiful thing. And thank you for saying yes to yourself, and thank you for wanting to do that, to honor your heart's calling. So let's get into it. So the Source God Universe does infinite things for you so that you can be your infinite self. At the end of the day, that's the goal. When you're your infinite self, you're unstoppable. You're doing everything you want to do. You're feeling great about it. So starting now, take a deep belly breath and release. And we're activating the infinity healing, which comes straight from Source God Universe. So you can imagine yourself underneath a waterfall, and the water's pouring down from Source God Universe to the top of your head, and it goes into your third eye, it goes into your throat, goes into your shoulders, goes into your arms, goes into your upper back, goes down your spine to your lower back. Some people feel tingling, cold, hot sensations. All these sensations are good. Let this energy now go into your heart space. Let it go into your power chakra, feeling confident, empowered. Let it go into your belly area. Let it be expansive. A lot of times we close that unconsciously. Let the energy go down into your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, feeling grounded, supported, loved, taken care of. Let this energy now go down into your hips, your thighs. Let it go down into your knees, ankles, your feet. Let it go down into the core of Mother Earth, absorbing the energy from above, from below, into your body. And let the infinite love inside of your heart pour out so that all three energies spread into every cell, molecule, organ, chakra. Let it spread into your physical body, spiritual body, emotional body, all bodies. Let it spread into your blood, your plasma. Let it spread into your muscles, your bones. Let it spread into your DNA, your RNA. Let it spread into your glands, your systems. Let it spread into your inner child's body, being, parents, ancestors, past lives. All space, time, and dimension, now and forever. Let it spread into your energy field, which is, let it spread into your auric field, harmonizing, balancing, sealing any holes, cutting any cords, letting this energy spread into your energy field, which is bigger than your aura. Let it fill your room. Let it fill the city you're in. Wow. Feels great. Let it spread and fill the country you're in. And with infinity healing, every time you say yes, you're not only healing yourself, you're healing your ancestors, your children, grandchildren, parents, your past lives. You're actually, because we're all connected on the planet, you actually heal all beings that we're connected to. So the whole planet, the whole collective consciousness benefits from your yes. Okay, so let this energy now go spread into the planet we're in, planet Earth. Let it spread and fill the universe. Let this energy spread and fill the infinite and beyond. Beautiful. So remaining under this waterfall, surrounded by dolphins who send their sound healing vibrations into your being. And they bring in this playfulness that's usually missing in a lot of healing. We take ourselves too seriously in the spiritual world. So these dolphins are highly conscious, highly advanced, but are still playful. And I admire that about them. I learned a lot from that. So letting that energy be present, we can connect to these energies just through the intention, through the infinity healing. Let us connect to the energy of our guides, our angels, ascended masters. Some people connect to Jesus, Buddha. Some people connect to higher dimensional beings, loved ones on the other side, animal guides, spirits. We can connect to sacred sites on our planet. We can connect to the animal kingdom. Some animals are very healing, like cats, horses. Elephants are grounding. We can connect to the crystal kingdom. A lot of powerful crystals are very healing, and we can connect to their energy. So Mother Earth's body, like we have our physical body, her body is crystalline in crystal form. So a lot of the crystals that we dig up from Mother Earth, that's part of her body. So we can connect to her body and heal that way. And we can connect to the plant kingdom. So a lot of herbs and woods, like bark, a lot of healing is available to us through the plant kingdom. So we're connecting to that energetically as well. Beautiful. And we can connect to sacred geometry patterns. So the ancients knew the power of sacred geometry, and a lot of them would visualize sacred geometry around their field, which would strengthen their connection to Source God Universe, which would keep them grounded, keep them protected, shielded, etc. So we're letting your higher self choose only the things that are for your highest good. So although we're encompassing so much, your higher self is in control. So we connect to higher dimensions, but most importantly, we're connecting to Source, God, Universe. So we have all the support available right now, and they can do wonders for us if we only say yes. So first of all, starting now, do you surrender this whole experience to your highest self? If so, just say yes. And do you give permission to all these beings to do all that they know to do that is for your highest good in accordance with your higher self starting now? Beautiful. Take a deep belly breath and be present with this for a moment. Okay. And if there's anything stopping you from receiving the maximum during today's session, would you like an infinity healing to set that aside and to clear it so that you receive the maximum? If so, just say yes. If there's anything stopping you from being able to release the maximum during today's session, if you'd like an infinity healing to clear that, just say yes. And if your mind or your fear is getting in the way, would you like an infinity healing to set it aside now throughout the session and even after the session automatically if it tries to interfere? If so, just say yes. And would you like to not only set it aside, but to show it from the highest perspective what's going on so that it's on board with us? Would you like that? Because once it sees what's going on from the highest perspective, it moves with us. Instead of there being 9 versions of you on one side of the rope and one on the other, now all 9 move to the other side with you. So now there's 10 versions of you moving you forward. How beautiful is that? Okay. So the secret to infinity healing is letting the higher self choose what to work on during the healing. Otherwise, you spend all your time trying to guess what needs to be worked on. Meanwhile, the core issues are not even being touched. So would you like your higher self that knows you better than you know yourself? It's right there right now saying, I know exactly what to work on. I know exactly where these blocks come from. And I know exactly what to do about it. Just give me the opportunity to do that. So would you like your higher self to choose what to work on during this session and to do an infinity healing for each item on its list starting now? If you like that, just say yes. Beautiful. Take a deep belly breath and release. Wonderful. Okay. So be present with this for a few seconds. Okay. Now you're welcome to stay under the waterfall. And you can even, I do this a lot before I go to sleep. I just say connect to the waterfall and I just stay under that waterfall and it just recharges me, balances me, aligns me, harmonizes my being, keeps me in my bliss vortex, keeps me in my heart space. Beautiful thing. Just I connect to the energy of the waterfall. Okay. So we have all these things happening. I'm feeling these beautiful tingles. It just feels like angels are just putting their, sending me their energies in my heart. I feel it in my back. So I'm just feeling these energies washing, cleansing our beings. It's really special. Some people don't feel anything and it's okay. Okay. So let's get into the juicy healings of today's call. So this is what I channeled during today's session is let's start with life purpose blocks. So would you like an infinity healing to clear anything stopping you from being able to live your life purpose to the fullest? And would you like an infinity healing to show the mind that no matter what happened in the past, including past lives, to show it what was going on from the highest perspective, to learn the lesson, to clear the karma so that it stops playing out as a pattern now? Would you like that? And would you like your higher self to show your mind how it's safe now to align with your purpose to get your gift, talents, and abilities out there? Would you like that? Okay. And on top of that, a big part of life purpose, and we go into this a lot more in detail in the program, but a bigger part of life purpose is getting yourself out there. There's a whole module, a whole hour healing just for this. So it's about being your authentic self to the fullest and sharing your truest self out there with the world. There's a big belief that says, oh, people won't understand me. I'm a freak. I'm weird. A lot of people in our community, we feel weird. People say we're weird. I started to love hearing that because anything but normal, right? And I even got a t-shirt that says weirdo. So right off the bat, people will know exactly what they're doing. So we're different. We're here for this. We're just different, and it's okay. Embrace our uniqueness. So would you like an infinity healing to clear anything stopping you from expressing your authentic self to the fullest? If you like that, say yes. So I watch a lot of biographies, and there's a big similarity with people who were, born gay and light workers. And to me, the connection is we're in the closet. We're afraid to show how weird we are, how powerful we are, how magical we are. And for a lot of gay people, growing up, my older brother was born gay, and so I learned a lot about that through him. And I can relate to that because I also kept a lot of my amazingness, my awesomeness to myself. These gifts, talents, and abilities to myself. I was trying to fit in with how everyone else was instead of saying, hey, actually my true self is like this. And it might scare 99% of the people out there, but it is who I am. And I love who I am, and I'm going to express it. And I'm just going to, and even if just 1% of the people out there get it, I'm going to feel good about myself. So I was watching the bio of Ellen DeGeneres, and for the longest time, she was trying to fit in. She was in Hollywood. She's trying to do the movie thing, the comedy thing, the TV show thing, and nothing aligned. Before she got her show, like it was really small roles here and there, and it's like they were trying to put her into something, and nothing was clicking. Why wasn't anything clicking? Because she wasn't being her authentic self. She was trying to be, in the roles. She wasn't who she was. She was, trying to be the girlfriend, but she wasn't that, Hollywood beauty, is definition of beauty. So finally, she had her kind of mini show before the Ellen show. And for those of you that are not aware of who she is, there's Oprah Winfrey and there's Ellen DeGeneres. So they're both TV show hosts. And she's such a light worker. She's such a giving person, and she gives so much love, and she's really special. So she then, during her show, the one that she had that was on TV that was not popular and it failed as a show, she came out to the public. She said, "I am gay," in the TV show. So in the TV show, she admitted it to the world. So the second she put it out there to the universe, hey, this is who I really am, and I'm not afraid to show that, then two things happen. One is we experience a whole bunch of judgments and being shunned and people metaphorically throwing stones at us and all that. So part of the hero journey is to go through that. And really, it's just a mirror of how we feel about ourselves, because if we're comfortable with that all along, we would have done that right from the start, but we clearly were afraid of something. And that something that we were afraid of manifests when we get ourselves out there. So try not to take any of it personally. This too shall pass. It's a process. We go through it. We survive it. And then on the other side of it is us aligning with our true self, which then, the money comes second. The purpose comes second. Step one is being our authentic self fully. So what happened after that was she had, all these Christian, extremist Christian organizations saying, how can she say that? Our kids are watching this show and now they're going to become gay. So all this fear about, there was just a big attack on her energetically because it just made a lot of people afraid. But then after that, what happened is she got her show and she's fully aligned in her show. She's in her element. She's fully in her power, because pretending to be what you're not is another way of giving your power away. So how are you going to align with your purpose and passion and make money and do what you're here to do if you're giving your power away, caring what other people think? So that showed me when I watched that bio that it starts with us being our authentic self. So would you like an infinity to be your authentic self fully, to show the mind that it's safe for you to share your authentic self fully with the world, to share your gifts, talents, and abilities fully with the world? Would you like that? Great. Moving on to money blocks. So some of those core issues for money are not being able to receive, as we talked about earlier. So would you like an infinity healing to clear the things that are stopping you from receiving money, clearing the judgments towards money, clearing the fears towards money, fears towards being a wealthy person, the fear of charging for your gifts, talents, and abilities? That's a big one. If you'd like to clear that, just say yes. Showing the mind the truth about this experience. Any past lives where we said, you know what, I'm just going to be a nun, I'm just going to do God's work, or I'm just going to be a priest, I'm just going to do God's work. People can give me donations, but I'm not going to charge for this work. So a lot of us had that lifetime, and I got confirmations for that. So would you like an infinity healing to clear all vows where we might have agreed to something in the past, or and clear that once and for all so that we're able to experience what we want to experience in this lifetime? Would you like that? Yeah? So cutting those vows, releasing them. And any, sometimes I learned this the hard way, is there could be patterns, like my dad worked, and then something was taken away from him. My grandfather saved, and something was taken away from him. And for me, at one point I saved, and then it was taken away from me. So there's this pattern of people coming and taking away my money. And now when I meditated on that, it was an ancestral thing. So we need to also clear the things that we have unresolved from our ancestral karmic cycles. So would you like an infinity healing to clear any ancestral healing relating to money from mom, from dad, and ancestors? Would you like that? Okay. To clear the beliefs, the emotions, the fears relating to money that we might have picked up from religion, culture, society, mom, dad, media, etc. Would you like that? Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So basically, I'm going to go quiet for the next minute, and this is just going to be a very powerful attunement, which means source, God, universe connecting to you, doing a lot of downloads, activations, and whatever else is needed so that we can thrive doing what we love. So if you'd like to receive that, just say yes, and just be present with this for the next 30 seconds. Take a deep belly breath. And remaining. Beautiful. And would you like to share this healing with your inner child, with your children, grandchildren, parents, ancestors, past lives, all space-time, all dimensions? Would you like that? And can we have your higher self integrate into this more than what we know to even ask for, so that this or something greater will happen? Would you like that? And can we can we have this healing continue with automatically with infinite ease and grace? Would you like that? And can we go out and extend this, which is part of infinity healing, and extend it and go out and bless all beings in all space, all time, all dimensions, so that all beings experience abundance? Would you like that? Beautiful. And because you're putting an intention to bless all beings, it's all going to come back to you billionfold. So if you'd like to start receiving what's going to come back to you from that blessing, if you'd like to receive it coming back to you, just say yes. Beautiful. Yay. Okay. So whenever you're ready, you can open up your eyes, take a deep breath, take a big stretch. If you have some water next to you, grab some water, drink some water, stay hydrated during the process. Okay, beautiful. Just take a few seconds to bring yourself back into the present moment. Beautiful. Okay, so that's all the time we have for the healing part of today's call. Again, those three areas we focused on in the program I'm about to talk to you about, for example, for the life purpose, there's 3 hours worth of healing available just for the life purpose module. There's, I believe, 2 hours worth of healings. Imagine a whole 2 hours completely committed and dedicated to money. In the life purpose, 1 whole hour is dedicated to healing our past life wounds and traumas. So there's so much more that I want to share with you that I'm not able to because of time constraints, and it's all in the program. So what is this program? It's called Thrive Doing What You Love Now, with the emphasis on now. I'm tired of hearing people saying, hopefully it will work, or in the future it will work. It's all about now. When I got into healing, I said, universe, show me how I can facilitate the fastest transformational healing sessions. My intention was to have people have instant results, and it keeps happening more and more. It only gets better and better. So that's my that was my intention right from the start. And the Thrive Doing What You Love Now program is basically how I went from being broke, depressed, low energy, unfulfilled, miserable, even suicidal at some points when I was doing my security job. I had all these crappy jobs that I really wasn't, I still was trying to tell the universe, yeah, I'm like everyone else. Then the universe like, yeah, okay, well, you're going to have jobs like everyone else. And then basically how I broke out of that cycle, how I did my forgave my father, how I cleared my debt, how I manifested my first $10,000, how I fully aligned with my purpose, how I got myself out there and helped more people, and how I mastered my relationships, and et cetera, step by step of how I went from where I was to where I am now, all in this program. And this program was birthed when I had a friend invite me over to his event, and I saw all these people from all over the world coming to show love and respect because they thought he was going to die. And I was so inspired by that, but I also asked the question, what is my legacy? What am I leaving behind? If I die tomorrow, what have I left behind? And that question became the inspiration for the Thrive Doing What You Love Now program. This is my legacy. If I died tomorrow, the exact same things that I've been doing with people for the last 8 years in the one-on-one healing is in this program. So I'm really excited, and I just want to share some of the beautiful stories that people have shared with me. I definitely want to start with this one. Iram Saeed, who's a host and founder of the Global Telesummit series From Heartache to Joy. So she's worked with she's had the greatest healers on her summit show. She's worked with the greatest healers. And this is what she says about the infinity healing. I want to tell you, here. I've experienced many healing modalities, both in my professional and business life. Infinity healing is by far one of the most powerful energy work. The result can almost be guaranteed due to the extremely high frequency that goes to work on your behalf, transmitting your desires to the universe thousands of times a day until what you desire actually shows up in your life. It is a gift that everyone must give to themselves. Tarek is definitely the real deal. So that was very humbling to hear, out of all the people she's worked with, for her to say that about my work was very, very humbling. Things like this, I hear a lot about this program. I want to tell you, the day after I purchased your program, I got 2 new clients from a side venture that I've been working on. I also got new referrals in my regular job from unexpected sources. So one of the things I say, I'm really good at setting intentions, is whatever you invest in, that it all comes back to you immediately, infinite-fold, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So a lot of people, when they invest in my program, their biggest breakthrough happens the second they say yes to that program, because there's intentions that are set that you start to receive things the second you say yes. You didn't even start listening to the program yet, and things start to happen. And a lot of people have shared that. Gelada is one of my favorite testimonials. It's just so powerful. I can't remember which part of Africa, but it sounded like she was going through tough times. And this is what Gelada mentioned: is I was unable to refinance my house. I've never been able to do so because of my credit score or my income problem. After the healing, I got it at a very low interest rate from 6.75 to 4.3%. This morning when I woke up, I received a package full of checks, so I paid off my $53,000 worth of debt. I paid off both cars, store credit, and credit cards. All debt has been paid off, and money has been placed into my savings account. I'm so much more happier. I have one mortgage payment now that is even less than what I used to pay for the mortgage before, excluding all other payments. Thank you, Gelada Abdo. Kimberly mentioned, I feel a lot of peace and happiness whenever I listen to Tarek. He exudes nothing but love and humbleness. After working with his infinity healing, I was able to release some core blocks. I now feel my worthiness. I'm being seen and I'm being acknowledged. So people are contacting me for Reiki out of the blue. Even my siblings are requesting healing, which neither believed in it for many years. I'm finally moving forward, completing a book, Healings with Mandela cards, which I started working over a year ago. A bunch of awesomeness. Thank you so much, Tarek, for your offering, your gift to the world. Kimberly. This is one of my favorites. It's from Jacqueline. She mentioned that after listening to this program, she received a Canadian debit card with $4,000 tax-free. Last Sunday, she received $125 from a client. She received a bunch of gifts from people, aromatherapy oils and whatnot. Lynn Neiman mentioned that after listening to the first audio, within an hour, I had a bank issue which was being investigated for 3 months, resolved in my favor, meaning $6,580 was deposited into my account. Dominique mentioned, no, we'll get to Dominique. Renee from Minnesota mentioned that my husband and I were hoping to get money back from taxes, but this time it was so much more than we ever expected. We received $46,000. And she had an intention for a long time to receive residual income, and she was able to receive $880 residual passively, not working for it. It's just coming into her every single month for the next 5 years due to a bunch of miracles. They also reduced an interest. We'll get 3%. Okay. So they're receiving 3% interest on a loan that they gave out. Plus, their daughter miraculously completed college 1 semester earlier, which saved them $8,000. This is a few weeks into the program. So you got the $46,000, you got the $8,000, and you got the $880 passive income every single month. I'm going to share maybe one more because there's so many. But Dominique, I really love her story because she was unemployed and homeless at the time we connected. She really needed help. I showed up at the right time after she received some healing. She was not only employed, but life is so funny because she went from being unemployed, being the person who needed work, to being an assistant manager in a corporation where she's actually doing the hiring. So how secure is that? From being insecure to being so secure that you're the actual person as an assistant manager and you're hiring other people. Survived an economic downturn in her company, and after the next healing of the company I was employed at had turned around its economic position, and I was seated in my own office responsible for now training new employees to be successful at the job I had mastered. I'm taking his program, looking forward to manifestations, many more miracles. Thanks, Tarek. You made such an awesome difference in my life. So there's so many more. I'm just going to pause there for a second. So thrive doing what you love now. But I'll talk about the program. All you need to do is click on the special offer button to read more about this program. And I just wanted to make sure that in the time that I have remaining, that we actually go through the program. So what does this program entail? The Thrive Doing What You Love Now program. What does it entail? So it's very simple in the sense that you're just listening to the audio one time. You listen to the audio one time, once, every 2 weeks. So there's a whole bunch of audios, there's a whole bunch of modules, and it doesn't matter about audios or modules because you're listening to one hour audio once every 2 weeks. And we start off with a whole module dedicated to mastering your life purpose. And in the 3 audios, you're basically clearing everything that's stopping you with aligning with your life purpose, clearing the past life challenges, clearing what's stopping you from being your authentic self, sharing gifts and talents and abilities, getting yourself out there, taking action in your business, doing all those things that you're not doing for your business, like getting a website, getting cards done. A lot of people comment and say, after listening to that audio, the things that have been lingering at the back of their mind, they're completing. They complete the website. They have their business cards. They're going out. They're networking. Opportunities come their way. They get to get on radio shows. They're getting themselves out there. They're no longer afraid. They're on a roll. They're in the flow. They're feeling great. They're feeling fulfilled. So then, and there's 3 hours packed filled with tons of healing for life purpose, because that's at the core. The second module is mastering your money, because a lot of people have money blocks. So this is kind of what I'm known for, is money miracles. So it's a whole whole bunch of healing dedicated to clearing what's stopping you from receiving money, feeling good enough, feeling worthy, feeling deserving, knowing how to manage your money, invest your money, how to save your money, how to not feel bad about having money, how to clear the sabotage relating to money, a whole bunch of healings and clearing scarcity. A lot of us are just stuck on survival. So we move out of surviving and into thriving, clearing all judgments towards money, past life agreements towards money. So people notice after that money's flowing in, they're getting money for their gifts, they're feeling good about charging, they know how to promote themselves better, they know how to market themselves better, they're charging higher prices and getting it. They're charging more, working less, they're just moving forward in the flow where money is flowing in the most unexpected ways. And the most important part is for a lot of people, they say things just seem to show up. So a lot of this has to do with just being at the right place at the right time. Mastering your relationship. So what's the point of having all this money and doing what your life purpose is if you're not fulfilled in your relationship? So this is a whole module dedicated to our relationship with our clients, with money, with our inner child, with our parents, with our guides and angels, your relationships with mom, dad, with our partners. So whether your current relationship is not so good and can use improvement, this healing will make that relationship improve. I've heard just recently someone mentioned how my program saved the family from falling apart. So if you're in a relationship, it could either force you out of what's not for your highest good, or even if it's really bad, it shifts you. And when you shift yourself, the whole family shifts. A lot of women mention that the whole family is benefiting from the healing, including pets, actually, funny enough, because you're that powerful. And if you're consciously aware and you're doing this healing, everyone around you is going to benefit. So if you're someone who's not in a relationship, there's an element here where you actually get to attract your perfect partner, soulmate, twin flame, etc. And clearing karmic relationships, cords, and attachments from our ex-partners, which is very important. So people manifest their perfect soulmate. If they're already in a relationship, they manifest people that feel like they're part of their soul tribe, soul family, soul friends. And if they are in a relationship, that relationship gets so much better. Even with children, a lot of people feel that they're disconnected from their children. So everything that we pick up from mom and dad, our inner child stuff, gets healed. Speaking of inner child, the core of all of our challenges is our inner child. What did we experience as children from mom, from dad? Did we get enough love? Did we not feel loved? Did we feel abandoned? Because all it takes is that one experience of having our parents criticize us for us to just shut down and not feel safe anymore. And we don't want to get hurt anymore, so we stop trying. So sometimes that's all it takes. So we have to get into these core wounds that we experience as children and heal them once and for all, and heal our relationship with our father, with our mother, with our inner child, so that, our inner child's coming out, it's playing, it's having fun, it's trusting, it's playing, it's getting out there, and that's the part of us that really makes us feel fulfilled. At the end of the day, we're having fun, we're in our bliss. And one of the areas that I feel a lot of people in the spiritual healing community, we focus on a lot of healing, but a lot of us actually don't go to this area, and it is our shadow self. That part of ourselves that we've neglected, we're judging, we're disassociating from, we're divided in a sense, and we're not able to move forward in life. We're not able to ascend. We're not able to feel whole and complete. And we will continue to keep attracting people that are negative, that are judging us, that are putting us down, that are draining us, because we haven't integrated this part of ourselves. Those people that show up, those experiences that happen that make us really angry, those experiences are happening because we haven't cleared the karma. We haven't integrated the shadow self. So this is all about taking back our power, clearing anywhere where we've abused our power, other people have abused their power, and so much more. Clearing our judgment towards, a lot of us suppress the best part of ourselves. We shun the best part of ourselves. It's the most divine part of ourselves. And because we're afraid of it, it has become this dark aspect of ourselves that we are trying to hide in the basement of our being. And it's only going to keep getting more and more bigger until we actually face it and integrate it. Very important work. A lot of people talk about how valuable that is. So you can experience more wholeness, more completeness, more empowerment, less of those experiences where you feel that are negative, that you attract, that are patterns in your life, etc. The next module that a lot of light workers, healers, and sensitive people, empaths, talk about is attracting people that are really negative, that drain them, energy vampires, and actual entities. So, while we're going to sleep at night, if we're feeling really drained and uninspired, unmotivated, eating a lot of bad foods, getting into our bad habits, unproductive, that's a clear sign that there's something that's sucking our energy dry. So whether it's a physical personality type that just drains you, or if it's an entity, non-physical energy that is just latched on and is feeding off of you. So this is highly, highly, highly valuable, very, very important. This clears black magic, spells, curses, bad luck, attracting negative experiences, negative people, cuts cords, attachments, hooks. Make sure that your energy field of you, your aura, your home is nice and clean and clear. This will really help you with your manifestations because your vibration is higher. Therefore, you're attracting more and more positive experiences. And your number one most valuable asset is your energy. And so once your energy is depleted, you're kind of useless after that. So maintaining that energy, people say that they maintain their energy, they're in a high vibration, they're attracting more and more good, they're able to be more productive, more focused, more inspired, and less of those negative people come into their life. And we finally conclude with accomplishing your goals and dreams. So it's for whatever year you're in. So you can do this mid-year. I like to do it on my birthday. I like to do like a New Year's resolution thing on my birthday. A lot of people like to do it at the beginning of a year. You can even start it at the end of the year to get things started earlier. And it literally is such a beautiful program because it walks you through everything you and your higher self and your heart know you would like to manifest relating to your financial goals for the year and relationship goals for the year, whether it's with friends, soulmates, soul tribe, soul family, or with your current relationship with your family and your loved one. And then there's the whole health, your health goals, your fitness goals, and then even like just in general with life, like what are the fun things you want to do with your life? And then powerful manifestations to achieve that. So this definitely clears your self-sabotage. It helps you take fast, inspired action. It helps you focus. A lot of people say they have a hard time focusing on all those things that make you feel good. So people mention that they're, they get the super focus after that they get inspired to do the work they need to do. They're clear about it. Things start to flow. Things start to happen. They're in the flow, and there's a great feeling that comes from feeling in the flow, accomplishing your goals. So that's how we conclude the program. And that's it. Thrive, doing what you love now. This was my legacy. This is what I feel like if we each do this and the whole world changes, we create heaven on earth. It starts with us. Thrive, doing what you love now, feeling fulfilled on all levels, financially, spiritually, energetically, emotionally, with relationships, with everything, feeling fulfilled, feeling empowered, doing what you're here to do, fulfilling your life purpose, making lots of money, but also feeling super fulfilled doing the things that you love. So that is, that's what we're expecting to experience from this program. That's what many people have experienced from this program, and that's what I know you will be able to experience from this program. The more people listen to this program, I feel the more and more the testimonials keep getting better and better. There's something about this energy. It's like you jump into it, and it is a vortex. I also send daily prayers, daily intentions to everyone who has taken this program to continuously thrive doing what they love. So that's another extra bonus. So on top of all of that, and that's super special bonus because that's every single day, I take time during my prayer. for you as someone who has signed up for this program. You are automatically included in my intentions. And I decided to make it even juicier and add more bonuses. So one of the bonuses is literally an infinity healing going through each of your 7 chakras and clearing everything that's stopping you from experiencing infinite abundance by going through each chakra. The next bonus is going through all your chakras, doing an infinity healing to clear everything in each chakra that's stopping you from having your ultimate relationships. And this final special bonus from me, from the bottom of my heart, is something that one person mentioned, that this bonus on its own is worth the whole package. It's called clearing all your limiting beliefs from birth till age 7. All of the problems that we're experiencing now, most of them, the majority of them, stems from something that found its way into our being, into our belief and emotion and fear from mom, from dad, from our childhood. And everything from birth to 7 has now created beliefs, which is creating our reality. When you look at your reality and you're like, this is not an empowering reality, it probably stems from a disempowering belief, which probably stems from something you picked up as a child from mom or dad. Now, when you clear all those limiting beliefs from birth till age 7, that's going to clear everything that's creating a disempowering reality in your current life. And not only does it clear it, but also downloads positive, empowering beliefs so that you can have a positive, empowered reality. So that's the final thank you so much for taking inspired action and believing in yourself and making a positive difference in your life, because I know it's going to impact not only everyone around you, your family, your ancestors, your children, but it's also going to impact the planet. So thank you so much for taking fast, inspired action based on your heart's decision. Your heart knows exactly what's best for you. So thanks for honoring that. Thanks for taking action and making a difference. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to be with me on this call. And I'm looking forward to getting even more intimate with you through this program, where I've poured my heart and my soul into this program. And I literally created it as if I was right there with you every step of the way, walking through those challenges that I know that you are going through. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the miracles that are going to show up in your life. And I'm looking forward to all your breakthroughs. And I'm looking forward to having your testimonial be featured on this program when I promote it in the future. So thank you so much. Lots of love. And I'm going to see you on the other side of this, where you will be thriving on all levels, doing what you love. Bye for now. Lots of love. So all you need to do is click on that special offer button, and if it feels right, go for it. And bye for now.